Let's see. Can you hear any audio? I'm going to say a number, 7312. Tell me if you hear a number, 7312. Type 7312 in the chat if you hear the number. Type 7312 if you hear the number 7312. Okay, cool. Now, I think I figured out what it is. So I actually have this USB audio interface. Check this out. Look what a nerd I am. This is Zoom F3, and I attached it to my good microphone, which I attached to my phone. But apparently the YouTube app does not work with that. The camera app works with that, but the YouTube app does not work with that. If you plug in a USB-C microphone, it just confuses the shit out of it. All right, well, I tried to plug a good microphone in for YouTube live streaming, but the YouTube app does not allow me to choose interfaces, and if I plug in an audio interface, it literally just says no audio. That's strange. I tested this before I started. I recorded a video using the camera app on my phone, using the wired mic, and I played it back, and it worked, which led me to believe that it worked. The YouTube app is actually crappier than I intended it. I thought it would be. Yeah, I did that so that I have a microphone that doesn't have wind noise, in case there was wind. I also forgot that it's Texas. There's no such thing as wind. I ain't lucky enough to have fucking wind. What makes me think I get any wind? Are you winning, son? Well, I went to buy some... I don't know why this is where I noticed it, but I was at the grocery store the other day, and I was looking for protein powder. And I like Dimetized protein powder. This is birthday cake pebbles flavor that's just exceptional. If you mix it with some real peanut butter, not the shit that is filled with oil, some bananas, frozen bananas, and some coconut water, it's amazing. This shit used to be $33. Since the Iran war started, that shit is $45. That's like 30 or 40% inflation in fucking protein powder. I went to buy bagels. Oh, it gets better. Bagels. 4 boring ass bagels. It was $8.40. Yeah, like $8.39 or $8.40. Bruh, if this is winning, I've had enough winning, man. I've had enough winning. Life is really too expensive. I don't know how normal people live. I really don't. Because in the past I just figured, okay, maybe you don't get a car, maybe you never get to live someplace where you own your house, you're renting month to month. But now it really feels like you're at the point where just going to the grocery store and eating is a luxury. I don't mean eating out is a luxury. I mean eating is a luxury. I didn't used to look at prices at the grocery store very much because I'm not as broke now as I was 16 years ago. And like 20 cents here or 30 cents there is not going to kill me. And today is the first day that happened. Like I looked at my receipt because I thought, I spent a little bit more than I usually did. And then I saw that the bagels that I bought were like $8 or $9 fucking dollars. Like fucking turkey cold cuts. Turkey cold cuts. Enough turkey cold cuts for 2 meals is over $8. You are gotta be fucking kidding me. I haven't seen the Lego thing. By the time I saw it, I noticed that, there's 2 things I noticed about the Lego thing, which will disappoint my audience. So number 1, by the time I actually got to looking at it, like by the time I really looked at it, people with over 17 million subscribers had already covered it. And number 2, every video I could find on the topic was 45 minutes to 2 hours long. So it's one of those things where I would look into, like, if the video itself is an hour and a half, I like to write wiki articles and everything that I go over. I like to check sources and research it to make sure that I'm not just jumping on a bandwagon and being an idiot about anything. So I look at this and I think, I'm going to spend probably 5 hours researching this, which I would completely do if it was to help somebody that was kicked behind, that nobody was noticing or helping. Once I see Charlie do 2 or 4 videos on it, I'm pretty sure the public knows what's going on. He doesn't need exposure from me after you've gotten exposure from people with 17 or 19 million subscribers. So I wish him the best. Hope he gets everything back. Hope he gets his money back. Hope the police get theirs in that town. Hope the store gets theirs. But any video that I do at this point would just be A, 10 to 20 hours of research to essentially tell you what other people have already told you. Or B, a bandwagon video. And I really don't do the bandwagon videos. Something I noticed about my neighborhood versus Switzerland is in Zurich, if you wave at people, they don't wave back at you. Nor in the cars. Like, they would look at me like, why is that man putting his hand up at me? Is he hiling at me? Is this the return of like... Whereas here, when I wave at people, they actually wave back. And sometimes I don't have to wave at them. They just wave at me first. I will admit that I missed that about America. I should say any part of America besides New York City. What do you mean? Hey, no money for the sidewalk here. You didn't pay the sidewalk subscription. What the fuck happened to my camera? Oh, there we go. CoffeeZilla is making a video with a ton of research, so I think you're good. Yeah, if CoffeeZilla and that Ben guy and Penguin Zero have all gone over it, I'm fairly certain that I'm not going to move the needle on that one. I would do the 6 to 12 hours of research if I believed I was moving the needle, but I don't think I'm going to be moving the needle on that one. USA has had very cheap grocery prices for a long time. These are the prices the rest of the world's been paying at a minimum. Well, I haven't visited a lot of the rest of the world. I've gone to Canada, I've gone to Hawaii, I went to Dubai, and I went to Zurich. That's about the most of my travel. I'm so American. I'm a basic bitch that I think Hawaii is international travel. I don't know why the fuck I mentioned that. But I remember Dubai, everything was very cheap. But the downside is that you're living adjacent to slave labor. Like they try to hide it, but it's really awkward. Zurich, I think you need to be the CEO of UBS Bank to live a lower middle class life. Not even middle class, just lower middle class. Every time I went on the train, like going from Milan to Main Station was $11 US. A public transit train that I was on for 15 or 20 minutes was $11 US. Yeah, I think the US had it good for a really long time, with things being somewhat affordable. I think we're doing our best to make things as expensive as possible, though. We appear to be succeeding. Even with computers, I mean, when you think about it, like people talk about all the prices of computers going up now, and all the parts. Look at the profit margin that some publicly traded PC manufacturers have. Look at the amount of money that they take in. Look at the amount of money that they make, even if they bring in billions. The profit margin is such a joke. I've always wondered how any of this made any sense. And then I saw that Intel had like 1 or 2 years where they released shitty products. And they had 57 billion or something in revenue, with like 1 billion or so in profit. That's garbage. Now that may sound like me saying, oh my God, they made $1 billion, poor them. No, you don't understand. When you have a profit margin of 1 or 2%, you are walking a tightrope. And if a butterfly lands on your shoulder, you go from making $1 billion to losing 10 or 15. And then a few years of that, and you're fucked. Like, we had it good for a really long time. What we considered normal. By the way, see all the deer in that person's yard? Don't know if you can see, because Actually, you can zoom in the live streaming app. Look at that. There's deer in that yard. I'm going to be getting my bike fixed, so I'll be able to have fun with that later. The pretty deer is looking at me. We had it good for a really long time. I have not heard that California backtracking their ID proposal for Linux. No, that is news to me. Have you considered promoting right to repair at BOFA? I have no idea what BOFA is. Back out fucking asshole? I don't know what that means, bro. Acronyms are literally not a language. They're just a meme. Acronyms are just a giant meme. The trains are that expensive in Europe if you use the check-in ticket on the app. Oh, that is the check-in ticket on the app. I got the receipts, baby. Yeah, Zurich was a trip. I go into a place that looks like it's like one step above a Taco Bell. Nachos, 15 francs. Super nachos, 20-something francs. 24 Swiss francs to US dollars, $31. $31 for nachos. Don't get me wrong, Zurich is a beautiful country. I think it is a beautiful country. It is a beautiful place if you are madly, incredibly, exceptionally rich. Like rich beyond your wildest dreams. Look at the deer, aren't they cute? Check out the deer. This is not my yard, it's somebody else's yard. Age verification unless you'd be introduced across the Western world all at once would be good for some more coverage on Australia, New Zealand, and United Kingdom. I don't know. I have my hands full covering this shit in my own country at the moment. I can't get anybody to give a fuck about this stuff in my own country. Best of luck getting somebody to care in another country. I had somebody email me the other day going, I saw your video on Canadian age verification and you got it wrong. We don't have a house. We have a parliamentary. I'm like, bitch, shut the fuck up. Like, they're literally about to shove all this shit down your throat. And you're bitching and whining and moaning about the manner in which I talk about it. Shut the fuck. Like, I should read that email live on stream someday. You should understand, you disrespected our culture. You know, I disrespected myself by talking about you. By thinking I could help your damn country. This is a crazy house. Look at this house. This is the fucking king house right here. Look at this shit. Right on the lake. Like, you get out your backyard and you're just swimming on this gorgeous lake with these sailboats. Like, that's the fucking king house right there. That house is also a few $1 million more than mine. A few may sound like, oh, it's just a few. Yeah, it's like maybe 30 years from now. I'll live there 30 or 60 years from now if we still have an earth by then, or a country. I learned Houston renewed their $900,000 contract for Flock. Thankfully, there's a group making what they do more public. Cool. The more I see what my government spends money on, and this really just gets more and more every year, like cameras with AI to spy on me everywhere that I go, drones to bomb Iranian school children. Like, why do I pay? There's just nothing patriotic about paying taxes. Maybe it's true in other countries, but not in the United States. I work my ass off so I can give 40% of my money away. For what? So you could build my own detention facility against my will. So you can buy shit to bum kids. I'm just not, like, nah. At some point, I wonder if people are just going to rise up and just not pay their tax bills anymore. And if everybody did it all at once. And that would be something. That would be something. What's your take on Laura? How low? Dude, I don't know what the fuck that means. That's not a word to me. Huh. Thank you, Unladen. You have to pay taxes. That $2 billion slush fund isn't going to pay for itself. Actually, it's 1.776 billion. If you cared, you would have gotten the number right. Email me about this crap, man. Or even better, write an article for consumerrights.wiki. Why Americans always keep talking about money like there's nothing else in the world. Well, you have two things in the world. You have money and you have time. And usually you trade your time for money so that you can afford to do things like live indoors, purchase food, drink water. And eating, living indoors are very important to people. Now, maybe outside of America, you don't care about those things. I don't know. Maybe you live in some place where all that shit's free. But here it's not. So money tends to be on many people's minds. Because the only thing that you usually trade for money is something you can never get back, which is your time. I'm going to be 38 years old this year. And to be honest with you, the last 10 years have literally just flown by. Like, I look in the mirror and I realize I'm 3 years older than my dad was when he was married. I'm 1 year younger than my dad was when he had a kid. Like, how the fuck did that happen? Hate to give YouTube money worth, you know that I appreciate what you do. Thank you. Why, thank you, sir. Thank you very much. It's also possible you're a man, but there's no way for me to tell because the YouTube mobile app does not allow me to click and see. It's like 4 by 8 pixels, so sorry if I got it wrong. Bezos is right, the poor shouldn't be paying any income tax. I don't know if I trust him very much. People like him are going to say things that get a lot of support on television, but then behind the scenes lobby for the things that they say to not really get done. Like, talk is cheap. But I do agree that, like, below a certain income, paying income tax is a meme. Like, I remember when I first started doing what I did, I was making about $500 a month, and I lived in some place that was $400 a month, which left $100 a month for my living expenses, like food and other items. You want me to give you 30% of my money when I make $500 a month, and I live in New York City, and I don't have the support of my parents? Really? Really? No. I mean, just, no. No. What the fuck is wrong with you? Like, I can't give you 1/3 of what I make. I make 1/3 of what I need to make to live. No. I'm better off now than a lot of people. Not just from my age bracket, but in general. And I realize and appreciate that. I'm not that far out of touch. But I do remember what it was like to be on what my friend Jake used to call the Apple diet. Where I would go to the store, and I would be so broke that literally the only thing that I could buy with my 50 or 80 cents available in my pocket was a fucking apple, or maybe 2 apples. And I would buy the 1 or 2 apples and I would eat them. And then when I went to my customer to finish a repair, I would finish the repair and I would get $160 or $200 and I would use that to buy real food. But before I got the real food, I had the apple to chew on. That was 2008 and 2009. That was the Apple diet. That used to be how I lived. It's a funny looking house. Looks like it belongs in the neighborhood. I remember what that was like. Asking people in that situation to pay taxes is comical and degrading. He did make a good point in that clip, if only I believed that he was genuine. His point was the amount of taxes that are paid by people who make under $40,000 a year or something like that is such a joke. It's like such a joke in terms of what we collect overall. Like, it's that you could find that somewhere else. And like, the fact that you're asking them to pay taxes is fucking insane. And I think the reason that that's an important thing is, like, at my level, I'm not going to say my taxes being increased would be annoying, but I would be happy to have my taxes increased if it meant that people that made below $40,000 a year were no longer taxed at all. And I'm not even rich. I'm just making more than $40,000 per year. Because when you're at my level, or like even like a level below me, getting to the next level is not going to be massively affected by your taxes. Whereas when you're making $500 a month or $1,500 or $2,000 a month, whether or not like that 1/3 of your pay is going to be the difference between you starving and like getting behind on everything and drowning in your own debt, or succeeding in an amazing way. Like it has a lot more, how do I put this? It has a lot more impact in whether or not you continue climbing the ladder. Like the higher you get, the less a percentage here or percentage here has an impact on your ability to succeed. Whereas at the bottom of the ladder, it has a massive effect on whether you're going to climb to the next rung. People like Bezos are not capable of being genuine when they are trying to gaslight their customers and everyone else. There was this event that I went, I've said, like, there are many billionaires that do evil things. Not all billionaires do evil things, but some billionaires do evil things. And one of the things that was, there was a concert that happened recently, and it was for some random kid that I think he had diabetes or something else, and he needed some sort of treatment that he couldn't afford. And so he was trying to raise a certain amount of money. I think it was like $5,000 or $7,000 for like treatment, like a dog that helps you out. I forget how this works. It was like a dog that detects when your health is getting fucked up before the sensors of the watch does. So I went on stage and I said that I would match the donations of everybody in the audience. So if you guys gave like 50, I'll give 50. But if the 100 or 200 people in the audience all gave $2,000 or $5,000, then I'll give $2,000 or $5,000. And like, the thing that I don't get about rich people is at the end of the night, I think I wrote a check for $1,500 or $2,500. I forget what it was. This is to a kid I've never met this kid in my life. I've never met most of the people in the audience in my life. I just did it randomly because I could. And what I don't understand about people who are very rich is that's such a good feeling. And obviously I can't do that every single day. If I did that every single day, within like, depending on how much the audience gave, within 2 months to a year, that's the end of, I'll be living in a box. But I'm at a point in my life where I could do that a few times a year and be good. If I was at like 1/1000th of Elon's money, like I would do that every single day. And even regardless of what the audience doing, I would just pay off the whole thing. And you could do that and nobody would ever notice. And forget about the feeling, forget about doing good things just to be generous and be pure and kind and caring and all that. Like, fuck all that shit for a moment. It actually feels good to help somebody else, or to see somebody that's not used to getting helped, like tear up or cry a little and give you a hug and say thank you. You know, you changed my life. People at his level could do that 4 times a day, and they would be considered heroes. Like, you could be loved by the entire world, and yet you choose to be a cunt that has their employees pissing in water bottles. I don't understand it. And I don't say I don't understand it from the standpoint of, I don't understand why they do this stuff when, because it would make them more money, whatever else. I mean from a selfish standpoint. Like, as a selfish person, I enjoy feeling good when I see that what I've done makes somebody else feel good. Like, it makes me happy. I don't understand how people with that level of wealth don't do that every day. Not just because it gives them a tax write-off, not just because they're supposed to, but because it's actually fun. Like, I want you to experiment. I know that not all of you can do this, and I realize this is a privileged thing, okay? I get it. So, like, try not to screw me over this, but if you, next time you go to, like, if you ever go to some place on a holiday, let's say it's Christmas, and you find a place that's open, and you see that there's a waiter or a waitress, and she just ain't having the best of days. Watch what happens when it's Christmas Eve or Christmas morning, and you leave a $100 or $200 cash tip for somebody who just wasn't having a good day. Like, because on average, again, not everybody, like, fuck you, I'm actually people, like, you just get fucked with a rusty spoon if you're an I'm actually person for a moment. On average, if you're working at a shitty diner on Christmas morning, your life is probably not in the best of places financially. Like, spending, I'm not even Christian, I'm not Catholic, but even I get into the Christmas spirit. Like, the Christmas spirit to me is not about whether you believe in Jesus. It's about having an excuse to play Christmas carols and take off of work and school and be happy for no good reason. That's what Christmas has always meant to me. So if you're spending that at a minimum wage job, man, life probably sucks at that point. Like, walking up to somebody who has that and just it really does, it does something for you as much as it does something for them. Like, if I had 1/1000th of Bezos' money, I would be doing that 3 times a day. I would probably quit my job to do that 3 times a day. It's just so much fun. And there's one time that I did that where I didn't even let the person see that I did it. I just, like, walked out of there as fast as I could. I got to my e-bike. I had my helmet on already. I just looked to the side, and the person didn't even realize who left it. They were just incredibly happy, excited. Like, stuff, it's so much fun. How could you get to the point of having that much money and not do that every now and then? It's beyond me. Like, yeah, I think you have to kill a part of yourself to not do that once you have that level of money. Oh, check it out. It's a New Hampshire license plate. You see the New Hampshire license plate? I love the saying on it. See that? I still have mine. It says live free or die, New Hampshire. Live free or die. I love that New Hampshire license plate. It's so good. It shouldn't be up to wealthy individuals to judge who is worthy of support. Yeah, I don't. If it's their money, like, I'm not going full communist with it. Have you seen the Lego thing? Only a million, bazillion, gajillion times. If I was a billionaire, I'd probably try to evade as many taxes as I could too. I don't really feel like paying for missiles to bomb Iranian school children or flock cameras to get ass. Fucking AI to watch me everywhere that I go. Fuck that. I would do all the shit you're not supposed to do. Like I would definitely do the whole, I'm gonna have my stock and I'm gonna get a 1% interest loan against my stock and use that to pay for shit, pay tax. I would do all that stuff. But with the money that I did have, I would go around every day. Here's a $500 tip for you. Thank you. Thank you for putting groceries on the shelf. Here's $200. Like I would just run around all day finding random people that are doing real work and just like, thank you, thank you, thank you. I would go on GoFundMe and find all the people that seem to have legit health issues and just, there's fulfillment that comes from that. You should cover the Lego corruption. Yeah, it'll be like 5 or 10 hours of research for something that everybody's already gone over. I'm pretty sure that once Charlie is covering it, that it doesn't need me to bring it to light for action to start getting taken against the local police department as well as the store. Why is nobody walking over here? You're not supposed to walk here, you're supposed to drive. Look, he's walking. What do you mean, why is there nobody walking? Look at my bro. Hi. Hello. He's scared of me, but he's not. He wouldn't be scared if my car were here. He'd be running right into it. Thanks for fighting the good fight. Thank you, Louise M. Hello, Christoph Howard. Thank you for linking the wiki. I'm walking because going outside and getting some basic cardio is very important. I've been rebuilding my company site and working on a bunch of stuff for my business. And because of that, I've spent a lot of time indoors. And sometimes I spend a lot of time stationary. And even though I do go to the gym, I do lift weights for 4 times a week, steadily. That's not the same. Like if you go and you lift weights for half an hour a week, hour a day, 4 days a week, but then you spend the rest of your day just sitting sedentary, that is just not healthy for your body at all. Like I had a quadricep tear, I had a herniated disc, there's all sorts of problems that I have with my body that I have to work on, that I go to physical therapy and everything for. And I don't need any of those problems made worse by sitting sedentary all day. It was such a nice day, I thought I'd share. That person has a deer and they also have a boat. So in this neighborhood, once you have enough money, you have a boat. There's 2 types of people that have a boat in this neighborhood. The first type are people that have like millions of dollars in a fancy house on the lake. And the others are people that don't have a home. They live in their RV or they live in their boat. So it's like the people that I see that have a boat, there's no middle. It's either really rich or really poor. You shouldn't be walking alone. You've made a lot of powerful enemies. Oh, nonsense. I don't think I've been real. The biggest enemies that I have are people on Reddit. I'm not afraid of random Reddit people. They don't even leave their house. I'm fine. If you think about it, like, Apple's stock has gone up in value by about 10 10 or 20 times since I started my YouTube channel. I don't think they have anything to worry about from me. Flock is a more powerful company now with a lot more contracts now than they were when I started covering them. John Deere's market cap has grown incredibly too. I think when I'm 70 or 90 and I look back on it, I don't think I will have had much of a mark on the world. I'll have done a lot of talking in my own corner. By the way, look at this. Like, what the fuck? What? I think that triggers me incredibly. Yeah, not much I can do, bro. This is T-Mobile. This is the power of T-Mobile 5G. T-Mobile 5G, baby. This is what you get. American internet. When am I getting married? We'll see about that. We'll see about that. Yeah, I don't think that I have any like what you're thinking. It's mostly like Reddit tier nonsense. I think that when I'm old, I will look back on it and see that I did not have much of an effect on things. Ownership, repair, or otherwise. There'll be a lot of people whose minds got to change, but I don't think it's going to be enough to change the world. Doesn't mean I'm going to stop trying, though. I have at least another 20 to 40 years left to have fun. Keep trying. Before watching your YouTube comment over Linus bragging about his new private jet. I wish with the jet thing, like, I wish he would just come out and instead of saying, the vibe of that whole thing was really, the vibe of it was, I mean, they practically gave me the jet. Like, how could I say no with this deal? Like, because he thinks so much about what the audience thinks of him. And that's the weird thing. I think that's the ironic thing, is I don't give a fuck what my audience thinks of me. And I wind up getting less shit from my audience. Like, I don't give a fuck what any of you think of what I choose to do with my life. Truly. I do not fucking care. I don't care how out of touch it is that, like, I'm looking at whether or not I want to buy a $5,000 or $9,000 set of speakers. I saw a set of JBL M2s used for $9,000 for a set. That's out of touch. The economy is going to shit. I don't fucking care. I barely have my hair anymore. I worked my entire life to have a little bit less saved over so I could have a nice stereo. Like, just come out and say it. You know, it's the same thing that he said about honey. It was something like, I didn't talk about it because what if people think I'm saying it? What if people think I'm talking about honey just because it hurts me and my affiliate links? They would rake me over the coals. My audience, hey, bro, be honest. That's it. Just tell the truth. Because telling the truth actually matters. Because as I said in my video on the topic, if a company is willing to fuck over you, when you're a multi-millionaire, maybe 100-millionaire, they might be willing to fuck over other people that are less able to pay for lawyers. Like, I don't care. Anyway, back to the point. Wait, yeah, that whole the jet thing, and the only reason I watched any of this is because I got linked to it so many fucking times. And God, like, my girlfriend even started playing that shit too. While I'm in the car, and I'm like, girl, please, I don't care about this. I'm like, fine, I'll listen to some of it. It really just has this energy of, I got this, like, he's trying so hard to convince me that he got this jet because they practically gave it to him. Like, I mean, come on. And like, I think it's because you're assuming I'm stupid. And yes, I am stupid in this instance because I didn't take the phone that was playing the Linus content, open the window, throw it out, look at my girlfriend and say, honey, don't play that shit in my car. I'm kidding, but oh, fuck off. You go away. I have information about FirstNet locking AT&T prepaid devices that are FirstNet from working with FirstNet SIM cards. That sounds like a great thing for the Consumer Rights Wiki. Are you open to making an article about it for consumerrights.wiki? I hope you are. Like, it's very obvious. Not because of YouTube income. My YouTube income has always been in the shitter because this is not a very advertiser-friendly channel. I tell my audience to use AdBlock for like 10 years. but just like I'm better off than probably 90% of my viewers. Like, I'm not gonna shove it in your face, but I'm not gonna try to pretend that I'm just folk like you. And trying to pretend that you're just folk like you with your jet, just stop. Be honest. I've wanted it. Like, I have no problem with him owning a private jet. I don't care if he owns a jet. Like, the climate emissions, I don't care about this. Again, who am I to say anything when we're like, my country's military literally like blowing up schools? I'm pretty sure the carbon cost of blowing up 200 or 300 children is way higher than him using his jet every now and then. Like, who the fuck am I to criticize any of this with where I fucking live? But like, I don't care about the climate usage. I don't care that you have the money. I don't care that you spend it. Just don't lie to me about it. Just don't bullshit me. I think that's what pissed people off about it. Anyway, I'm thirsty. What should I get? We got water. Oral electrolyte. Zero oral. That sounds like something that, yeah, I don't know about that. We got beer. We got more beer. More beer. Okay, mostly beer. Let's see. Fancy schmancy water. Monster Energy. Do we have any prissy drink like a coconut water? I want my coconut water. Something nice and embarrassing. You know what? I'm gonna get a nice prissy drink. Show you how little I care what my audience thinks of me. I'm gonna get the prissiest thing here. How about that? Hello, sir. Yeah. Oh. Thank you. Has a bunch of coconut pulp in it. That's pretty good. I wasn't expecting that. Buying your drink. Thank you, Ms. Coben. That's pretty good stuff. No, nata de coco. De coco. Dominic de coco. I'll be honest, it's the best coconut beverage I've ever had in my life. Wow. This is fucking exceptional. I was not expecting to find this at what is essentially a knockoff 7-Eleven. Like, this is just not where I was expecting to buy that. I was expecting this to taste like piss. This is fucking amazing. Today's video is brought to you by Kui. This used to be a nice Mexican restaurant. It said coming soon, market and restaurant with Chevron gas. But that sign's been there for over a year. Mm. Oh my God, that was good. That was exceptional. Holy moly. It's kind of ironic given you have said you don't care about people's opinions of you, but I've noticed most of the content of your channel is speaking about other people. Maybe that has affected you a bit detached. I don't actually know what that means. I think this is supposed to be a gotcha in there, but I actually don't get it. Maybe I'm too dumb to get it. I think I care that I can live with myself. How do I put this? If somebody that I've never met in my life says something about me, I don't really care. If, like, my best friend, if my romantic partner, if my mentor tells me, yo, you really fucked up and here's why, like, that means something to me. But I can't care about what people think when those are people that I don't even know. I also think it's part of it is I'm very harsh on myself as a person. So I'm usually harsh enough on myself that, like, there's a lot of things that I do or that I haven't accomplished where it's hard for me to live with it. But if I can live with myself, I'm good. Which a lot of the times I can't. It would be great if you could organize your followers to maybe release a date for each day for people to get together and go meet their congressman and try to fix. You know, we actually want to do that. We're going on tour, and for the next 3 months, we're probably going to be announcing dates soon. It's just a small thing. It's not fixing the world or everything like that, but the bill on Section 12.1 of the DMCA, the part that says you can't break a digital lock on what you bought and paid for, even if it's to fix something. I want to start with like the really small shit. The stuff that there's really just no reason for anybody to be against this unless you're just an evil bastard. I'm not saying right to repair, like every company has to make their schematics release to people, every company has to provide parts for everything. We're not saying all that. Can we just cool it on the whole 3 to 5 years of federal prison if you show somebody how to fix something? Can we cool it on that? Like, can I aim my sights a little lower and see if there's any progress to be had there? So we're going to be working on that. I actually am going to be visiting a bunch of different cities. We're going to be doing the Right to Own tour. June, July, August, maybe a little bit of September. We're going to have people. We're going to find a nice place, maybe have some food or pizza. See if we can get local news, a congressperson to show up. Have a camera for people to talk about their own experiences dealing with anti-ownership bullshit in their own personal lives. That's something I actually do intend to start doing. Thank you, Mick Scobin. What do you think about 6G rollout? I don't know shit about 6G. I do know that if I want to not get run over, I should walk over here, though. That's a Corvette. API 2500 versus SSLG comp. If you're talking about the compressors on each individual channel, fuck SSL. The G bus compressor is pretty nice, but API stuff in general I like better. The G bus compressor is good, but the SSLG and J series consoles to me are atrocious. As the late Jim Williams would have said, one of the best audio technicians of all time, if you put a bell tree through an SSL, the bell tree does not come out the other end. SSL is really not known for great audio quality. Like, back in the day, you got an SSL because you could get 72 channels with all this crazy automation at a decent price. It had all these automation features that people wanted, lots of cool routing features. You weren't buying SSL for audio quality. Like, fuck no. Hell no. You bought a Trident A-Range if you wanted audio quality. You bought a Neve 8068 or an 8088 if you wanted audio quality. Or anything before the garbage VRP series that came out after Siemens purchased Neve. You were not buying an SSL console because you wanted audio quality. Ugh. Pointing out the interesting distinction that you make a lot of reference to other people. Is that healthy? I don't think it has an effect on my health one way or the other. I do discuss people that rip people off. I discuss CEOs that rip people off. I don't think that has anything to do with my health. I think you're just trying to cover up what you actually want to say. You're trying to dress it up in something. Rest assured you'll be put in a worse quality prison than Maxwell. Depends who's in government. This government really seems to like protecting pedos. There is so much, I'm gonna mourn for the rest of my life that Thomas Massey, who I believe is an American hero, got kicked out of office by the democratic process, by Americans choosing to vote against a person that fought against his own self-interest to try and hold pedophiles accountable. Oh man, that's a tough pill to swallow. I missed the New York real estate series. Oh, me too, a little bit. I think that one of the biggest mistakes in my life that I made was moving to that new store. But you can only move forward, not backwards. So much rolled downhill from that. Like so many downhill things occurred after that. Don't get hit by a car. Hopefully not. This is why they call it the American Dream, because you have to be asleep to believe it, George Carlin. I don't think George Carlin was a comedian. I like to think of George Carlin as a philosopher. You need a GoPro and a hat or something. Oh, live streaming with a GoPro is disgusting. Hell no. I don't, you get better image stabilization using a GoPro, but it is so bad trying to live stream for one of those things. Oh my God. I did a video where it's a live video of me just going through the settings and trying to set up a live stream with my phone there for people to see. You can find it. It was like 7-year-old video. What's that dirty look for, huh? Huh? Okay, Miss Cadillac. Anyway, that was uncalled for. Anyway, if you look, it's a video that's about 8 years old of me trying to make a GoPro work for live streaming. It's so bad. Oh, it's so bad. It's as bad as you would imagine trying to sync any device to your phone with an app. Anytime something says that it requires an app to work with a phone, I start to die inside a little bit because I know it's gonna suck. I know it's gonna suck. It sucks so bad. Yeah, don't torture yourself with that. I did that video so you shouldn't have to. No, I meant moving my shop from 186 First Avenue to 141 West 27th Street in New York City. Moving to the bigger place. I moved right as business took a... Hello, Sonia. Long time no see. Update in Austin City Hall. The Attorney General will be moving against them for the illegal no gun signs and turning it into a courthouse again. Interesting. We'll see how that goes. Can you get them? I mean, if only you could get them to get rid of all the flock stuff too. Is there a refund button for when I'm not drinking anymore? Hey, George Carlin was awesome. I wish he would have lived longer. True, just wait a second. Oh, you tricked me. Oh, you got me. You got me. Okay. Time for you to go, fucker. The one time I read somebody's name. I go to all these for return tour. No. How long will you be in each one? I don't know. I'm not setting the schedule of this thing. That's Maria's job. This thing is heavy. There isn't such thing as a perpetual license. Software is like milk. It expires and you have to buy it again. You go to hell and you die, sir. You go to hell. Aren't you supposed to walk on the other side of the road to traffic? No. I walk over here so that I like it over here. I prefer it. Big tech companies are slowly taking away one of the last joys of technology. The freedom to open up our devices, repair them, upgrade them, and make them our own. I refuse to tolerate that. Me too, man, me too. But I don't think I'm winning. When do you think Elon will convince Clippy to have another one of his be? What? What the fuck are these comments? If people felt safer walking, the number of people driving cars would be slightly smaller. I don't think so. I think people don't walk in this neighborhood because it's fucking hot as hell. They're old, they're fat, and there's no fucking way in hell that they're gonna get outside of their air conditioning. I mean, like, you have to go 4 miles to the grocery store. They're gonna walk 8 miles in 98 degrees and 100% humidity. Good luck with that. I'm the crazy one here. Oh, thank you, Ibu Toy. I think what it comes down to with what you've been saying, Ibu Toy, my personal trainer says this all the time. He has his own channel, Dr. Evo Genius. He's pointed out that I spend too much time processing bullshit. Processing bullshit is when somebody points out something that may have a technical, like technically, there may be a mild point, but they're solely pointing it out to distract you from what you're doing. And when you look at like who they choose to enforce this point on, it's usually a complete meme. And I'm very self-critical, but I also wind up going down way too many rabbit holes that I just shouldn't. Like to your earlier point, I can't believe you don't care what others think of you, but you talk about others. Like, yeah, I do. I'm okay with that. I'm absolutely okay with that. I try to have a good moral conscience, and I try to do things that allow me to live with myself. And I'm happy with that. So far, my company has never told somebody within warranty, I'm sorry, this warranty doesn't count because I don't unfix people's devices. I don't change the terms of the sale after the sale. So far, it seems to have worked. By the way, that's not a... I don't think that that's actually a real water tower. All the steps and everything are actually painted on there. That was put up there because people kept bitching about what it looked like, so they just made it around to pretending that it was a lighthouse or a water tower when it's literally just... I don't even know what that thing's for. The windows, I think, I'm 100% certain that the windows are just painted on that thing, so people would stop bitching. Have you heard about New York adding a section to their budget bill to mandate scanning 3D printer model files against the state database in block printing? I have not. That sounds pretty shitty. That sounds like the type of thing that New York would do, though. That's the kind of shit that New York would do. I'm not surprised. I want to get into 3D printing. I feel like I've really missed out by not getting into 3D printing. Prusa offered to send me a 3D printer recently for free. It's like a $2,000 or $3,000 model too. And I responded to them and I said, just so we're on the same page, you're probably not going to get the same benefit of sending me free shit that you would pretty much anybody else in the influencer content space. Like, if people know that I got it for free, they're not going to trust anything that I say about it. The video that I do on it is going to get like 8,000 views, not 800,000. What I'd really like, though, would be an interview with your CEO. That would be awesome. If you want to talk about where the 3D printing space is going, how Prusa sees 3D printing versus how Bamboo sees 3D printing, what you think of all these laws that are coming down the pike, what your approach is to how do you deal with your customers and your ecosystem. Why do you think that Bamboo has the title of like the Apple of 3D printers that makes everything easy? And do you think that's deserved, or do you think that's just a reputation that occurred as a result of a lot of astroturfing or something? Like, are their printers even genuinely easier to use? And if they are, what are you guys planning to do to kind of combat that so that you could have the upside of the good of it being the Apple of 3D printers, but none of the downside? Like, I think it would be really fun to have a real conversation about this, because you guys are kind of seen as the good guys of 3D printing. You're seen as like the people to aspire to. I constantly get emails from people, and I always see Prusa showing up in the comments. It would be great to talk with you about this. And he's like, well, I'm not really, I forget exactly what the email said. It was something like, I'm not really sure. Like, I can try to contact them about that. But let's talk about getting you this free 3D printer. And I'm like, dude, did you listen to anything I said? Like, I'm not going to say no if you send me free shit. But that's really like, I'd rather just have an interview, man. Again, you're not going to get the marketing use out of this that I think you are. My channel is where marketing reviews go to die. And like, fine, fuck it, I'll take it. And then the next email is like, great, so let's talk about the content that you can do with this 3D printer. What kind of content are you going to make with it? I'm like, you know what, man, just don't fucking send me a goddamn 3D printer. Like, fuck this. You don't seem to get how this works. You're making it really fucking hard for me to make your brand look good. I really would like nothing more than to put your CEO on camera and just allow him to talk for 45 minutes about everything that makes you the anti-Bamboo while we're at the height of anti-Bamboo sentiment. But you really just have like so many people that reach out to random YouTubers. This is the thing that drives me nuts about my inbox. They have one lane. Hey, we would like to see your subscriber demographics, and afterwards we would like to send you this amount of money for a sponsorship, or we would like to send you this product. Would you like to do a piece of content? Can you do a piece of content that fits into this little box? Please do a piece of content that fits into... It's like, no, that's not me. Fuck off. I get like dozens of emails like that a week and I delete all of them. I engaged on this one and I kind of feel stupid now that I did. I actually engage, like I respond like, you know what? I was talking about buying one of these things anyway. Okay, fine. But like, can I get an interview with somebody there? Just take the win, man. Why you gotta turn the win into an L? Bamboo printers definitely are the easiest to use, unfortunately. That's the thing, I don't even know if that's true. I don't know shit about 3D printing. I would love to get into it, I just don't have the fucking time. So I have too much shit to do. Like, I would love to get into it as a hobby. It's just, even my bike. I found somebody who said they'd help me fix my bike, which is great. It's been sitting in my garage for almost 3 years now. 3 fucking years. I've been saying I'm gonna fix that thing forever. I just haven't made the time. I used to maintain it myself. I would, if I had a 3D printer, that's the other thing. Let's say I actually took the free 3D printer offer. Once they're going, okay, let's talk about the content you're gonna make with it. And it's like, dude, there's a 99% chance that printer is gonna sit there next to my bike in my garage for the next 5 years. Well, I figured out how to get my companies back in order and fix my Google ranking and get my nonprofits where they're supposed to be and everything else I gotta take care of. And maybe every now and then have a life. I would like to know, what is it that actually makes a bamboo easier to use than a Prusa? Can somebody explain that to me? And then I would like to hear from them, what are you doing? Oh, a dead bird. Oh, that fucking destroys me. I hate seeing that. I would like to know, what are you guys doing, if anything, or are you planning to come out with some products that have that just worksness to them so that you could capitalize on the fact that bamboo is at a PR low right now? Are you thinking about that? That would be a really interesting conversation to have with them. Is it worth it to you to do that, or is it just not your market, or is the type of stuff you do to make that happen not worth it to you? Like, I'm really curious. Oh, Ryan Labs. Yeah, you could probably explain this to me. It's a brewery. The fact that Microsoft is restricting old Microsoft Office from saving or working properly is aggravating to me. Yeah, people keep saying, well, it's because of the way they do certificates on Mac OS. The fact it's the Mac OS's fault that you need to renew the certificate. It's like, bitch, you're a $4 trillion company. Renew the fucking certificate. California banning guns and 3D printers reveals the true agenda. Also just says how stupid they are. Software ban on a gun shape. Well, bamboo leverages a sign of the annoyance of modern life. The printer is awesome, the company is rubbish, so annoying. It's my 4th printer and the only one that just prints fast in the right dimensions. Have you heard about the bricks and minifigs? No, I haven't. Oh, only a million times. This is a pretty long walk. Yes. I have to get to the end of the chat. 3D printing gun parts is complete political BS for sliding in government total control of the manufacturing process. 3D printers run on G-code, so does every other type of CNC machining. True. Why are you walking? So I don't become a fat ass that's out of shape. Amazon refused to allow responsible disclosure on a jailbreak after leaving their devs with no info from us the year. For some reason, my brain is just not processing what that means yet. I'm sorry. All 600 of a... Why are you walking with traffic instead of against it? I prefer it that way. I prefer it that way. Knowing how that person has the option to do shit beyond give you a printer for marketing. Yeah, I know. It's just like I am not a content creator that makes content because I get told to or I get stuff for free. Like, it's just the wrong tree to bark up. I don't do that. Like, YouTube is not my job. I have many other things I need to take care of in my life and my business. YouTube is a fucking side thing for me that I do when I... It's a food truck. This is a food truck. Pizza. Birria. Ramen? Bro, you got everything. Damn. Thank you, Mind States Conferences. Hello, Sonny. Guy can rebuild a MacBook from scratch. E-bike is complete voodoo. Well, I fucked up there's something wrong with the wire going from the shifter to the derailleur, and I don't have the tool. It's literally, I know I have to watch a 10-minute YouTube video to find the tool I need to buy to fix it, and to fix it. That 10-minute time block that I'm supposed to use for that, to watch that video, to understand what I need to do, has not occurred in almost 3 years. It's on the list. There's like a list of shit that I do when I'm not doing other things, and that list just never is it. Life is like a treadmill, and I just kind of feel like I'm constantly in the hamster wheel of the treadmill. It just never gets done. Bamboo just prints more consistent. Genuinely saying bamboo is not easier. Okay, so there seems to be people disagreeing. I suppose influence is leverage. You can get all manner of free shit, but your channel is enough of a size to dictate terms. I don't even want to, just interview. Like, I think that's a pretty obvious PR yes. I could also see how it's something to be cagey about, though, because my channel it's not obvious what I am or am not going to say. It's not obvious whether or not I'm going to be supportive. I mean, it should be obvious that at least in the short term of the story arc that I'd be supportive of pretty much anybody else. Look at the birdie, he's tweeting. Hello, little birdie. You know what he's saying? Can anybody guess what the little birdie over there is saying? He is saying, fuck me. That's what he's saying. It's a horny ass bird. If they do want to talk about what you do with the printer, is the printer even still free? Yeah, at that point it's not. No, it's there's this. The moment that I read that, I saw that there was the string, and then as soon as I saw the string, I'm like, you know what? Nah. No. $2,000 is easy for me to come by. Dealing with the string is not. When it comes to, I'll buy my own 3D printer when it comes time to, with my own money. I just have to figure out what I should get. I'd probably just use it in the beginning to print bike parts, holders for my camera, something to like allow my camera to attach to an audio processing device or something. What is it with the fucking dirty look lady in the BMW X5? Jesus Christ. I think driving a mid-tier SUV gives you the right to give me a dirty look. How fucking dare you? How dare you? Wonder what that thing is. It looks like the thing that you put the pool balls into. I'm forgetting the name right now, but you see that? There's the thing that you put the pool balls into up there. I do fix things without owning a 3D printer, that's correct. That means that things that I fix don't require a 3D printer. Now here's the thing. If a 3D printer could 3D print a B154 PW04, if a 3D printer could 3D print an LP154 WP2TLA1, if a 3D printer could 3D print a CD3217 or an ISL 9240, I would buy the shit out of a 3D printer. It's just 3D printers don't print deer! Look at him, he's so cute. There's another one. Look, there's a bunch of them back there. Why, hello, little fellas. Hello. If a 3D printer at this point would be for experimenting and convenience. I wouldn't really have a use of it for my job. If a 3D printer could print an 18 head stack for a Helium or an SMR a 24 terabyte hard drive, I would buy the shit out of a 3D printer. 3D printer doesn't print anything I actually need at this point. So if I buy one, it would just be to have to experiment or to fuck around with. But I would be spending $2,000 or $3,000 on something just so I could fuck around with it. And to be clear, that's a fine reason to spend money on something, just to fuck around with it for fun. But I just don't have the time. But it's been on my list for a long time. I just haven't gotten around to it. I hear that the Enders have a lot of problems, and while they were a good way to get into 3D printing like 5 or 7 years ago, it's not necessarily the best way to now. I also have some emails in my inbox about how Creality is breaking the GPL that I haven't gotten to, but I'd like to. That's another thing on the list. A 3D printer that could 3D print chips. Are you not worried about riding your bike in a car-heavy community? Not at all. Okay, let me correct that. I would not ride a bike on South Lamar because I value my life. Here, I'd have no problem riding a bike because cars are very rare. But I would not really, I'm not going to ride a bike in downtown. Fuck that. I would ride a motorcycle downtown. I would ride an electric bike downtown, and I would ride in the street with the cars. I would not ride a bike, like a normal pedal bike in downtown Austin. Here, this is the middle of bumfuck nowhere. This is different. I'm not walking on the wrong side of the road. I'm walking right where I'm supposed to. Speaking of 3D printers, I have not seen a wider gap between two classes of mid-range and professional tiers in it than any other type of product. Interesting. I started on the Harley Davidson tuner. Marries itself to the bike. Huh. I hate when a fly tries to land right on my ear. Yeah, cut that shit out. There's a fly that's like hovering right by my ear. Alright. I'm gonna go inside. Got about a mile or two to walk home. Maybe 3, depending on where I am. Take a shower. And I'll see you all later. Hope you have a good evening. I need to put my phone in my pocket so that this little mosquito bastard that's flying by my ear can get destroyed. I usually let bugs be. Try to let them outside. Once I start doing that whole landing in my ear or going in my ear canal stuff, it's time for you to go away. See you later.